Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to the mastery session. And in today's session, I'm going to be focusing on the actual path to mastery. You see, I didn't call these sessions mastery sessions because it was just a random name I just pulled out. But we are going to focus on becoming masters ourselves. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala intended for you, your destiny is to become a master of your own life. And for this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Aal Imran, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Kuntum khayra ummatin ukhrijat lin-nas. You heard me say this verse before. You are the best of nations brought out for the people. Ta'muruna bil ma'rufi wa tanhawna 'anil munkar wa tu'minuna billah. You enjoin in the good, you do the good, and you prevent the evil, and you believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's the prime part. Now, the thing is, how do you become a master? You see, mastery is a skill, it's something that we develop. You weren't born it. You weren't born a master, and everyone has the potential to become the master of their own destiny. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala intended for you and I to become the very best that we could be. Allah didn't create us just for the sake of it. You have the potential and the opportunity to be who you want to be. And this is the greatest thing about being one of the believers that are guided by the Huda, the Kitabullah. Right? So what are we talking about when we talk about the four types, the four personas that people fall into? Because this is something which it's a general, of course, it's not set in stone, but generally you find that when it comes to our actions, the way that we live our lives, the choices that we make, and the things that we do, we generally fall into this. And you'll know what I'm talking about. There are four different personas. The first is the dabbler. The dabbler is someone who is always trying new things. Always trying new things. You see, like, you want to be like super successful. The dabbler wants to be super successful, and they want the good things in life. They want the good things in the akhirah. And what do? They're always trying different things, new things, the new shiny things that come along that everyone's excited about. Maybe it's the trend, and they jump into it and they think that, they're going to do this. And then after a little while, they get a little bit bored. Maybe it's too much work. Maybe it's too much effort. They jump out of that. They jump into the next new thing, and they're always jumping from one thing to another. And by doing this, they never actually master anything. So they're always dabbling between different skills or different things, different goals they set themselves, but they never actually follow through and achieve any of them. The second persona is the obsessive type. The obsessive type, and I relate to this, the obsessive type is someone who wants to get everything like perfect, wants to get it right, and is always pushing hard and grinding and really like working hard to make something happen. And they become so focused in on that one thing that other areas of their lives start to fall to the wayside. Maybe they start becoming lax in their physical energy and exercise. Maybe they're not looking after themselves properly. Maybe they're so focused on what they're doing at this moment that everything else becomes secondary. And after a while, what happens? There's a crash land, and you feel a burnout, and you feel burnt out, and you just can't cope because you put yourself under so much duress, so much stress to make this thing happen, and you didn't pace it out. And what happens? Like, you crash land and you feel the burnout and you feel like just giving up. And often what happens is that we do end up giving up on those things. And I can definitely relate to this because I'm that sort of person. In fact, in my early days, I used to be a dabbler. So in my early days, I used to like dabble in a bit of this and a bit of that. And I used to think that, this is the craze now. This is the thing that's going to bring me the thing that I want, the one, my goals. This is what will achieve that. And then after a little while, I'd think, okay, maybe not that. And I'll try something else. And then after that, like by the grace of Allah, I moved away from that. But I moved away from that to the obsessive type. And the obsessive type is becoming so focused on one thing and only one thing, everything else becomes secondary. And that doesn't work either. And you feel burnout and you frustrate yourself, and really it becomes like hard work. Like you become your worst boss because you drive yourself with such intensity. It makes your life difficult. Now, the third type of persona, the third type of people are the hackers. Now, the hackers, these are people that are not looking to do, they're always looking for a shortcut. They're always looking for the quickest, the fastest way to get that success. And they go out looking for that quickest way or the fastest way. And this is actually, this is a large portion of the society today, because our society, our culture, it breeds this, like the quick results, the quick success, the overnight success. Like this is what the hacker's looking for. The hacker's looking for, the quick buck, the quick way to become fit, the quick, how to get your abs like in 21 days, like, these sort of things, like the overnight success. That's the hacker. But the problem with the hacker is that they're always going for the quick success, and we know that the quick success is never lasting. It's never one that's it's not gonna give you the results that you want for the long term. So it's not success, and it's definitely not mastery, because the mastery is something that becomes long term and consistent, and it becomes a part of you. So that's the hacker. And the last one is the master. In fact, you'll see that the best that have ever lived have always taken the path to mastery. Those people that we all look up to, even the people from our times that the whole world looks up to, they were on a path of mastery. No one just lived a random haphazard life and they dabbled in a bit of this and dabbled in a bit of that. Those people, they don't achieve the level of mastery that the masters achieve. And inshallah ta'ala, we're going to be talking about that. Now, the obstacles, there are obstacles that we all face. One of the greatest obstacles that we face in life is ourself, is our mind, the way that we think. And that is one of the greatest obstacles. But you see, the thing is, like, that mind that you have, it is shaped by the education, the environment, shaped by whatever you expose your mind to. So you have the ability to absolutely change your mindset and become the person that you want to be. Like an example of a problem that we have is being impulsive. Like we are conditioned by the society, by the dominant culture to impulse, like act on our impulses. So like you may find that there's a flash sale in a store that you love to shop in, and it's a flash sale, it's just random out of nowhere, but because they've conditioned us with these sales and the way that they market it to us, then when that flash sale comes about, what happens? We all jump into a frenzy and we run down to the store and do lots of shopping, right? Now that's good marketing, but they use triggers, they use like human psychology to work us to make sure that we respond to those sales that they have on a regular basis. If you notice, there are sales on throughout the year. Every holiday period there's a sale. There is sales for pretty much everything. And the way that and how is it that it's consistently throughout the year and still we fall prey to it? Because we have been conditioned to it. So the obstacles that we face, one of the main obstacles that we face is the conditioning, but there's always a way around that. Inshallah, we're going to be talking about that. So your destiny is the goal, the destination that you can choose. Now you can choose this destination, and it doesn't have to be something that was given to you by your parents or your community or your teachers. It's something that you choose. Destiny is, in the Arabic language, we obviously call it this, that we refer back to the qadr of Allah. The qadr of Allah, this is the decree of Allah, and this is ultimate destiny. But like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us the intellect, the ability, the choice, the opportunity to create our own destiny. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows every choice that you will make, and those choices will lead you to that final destination. The fifth and the last point that we will touch on is how to become a master. You see, how to become a master is sometimes so simple, we absolutely overlook it. And one of the things about becoming a master, and the main thing about becoming the master, is consistently practicing something until you become who you want to be. You see, anything that you've achieved in your life up until this point, you've achieved it on the basis that you are a master. You've decided that you want to become like a master at this, even though you may not have used that word master, but you said you want to become proficient in it, or you want to become the best at this thing. And then you continually practice at this until you became that. And any skill that you wanted to develop, that you have developed in your repertoire of skills, you developed it because you chose to develop it. Maybe you were put into an environment where everyone else is also doing it, but ultimately you made a choice, and that choice led you to becoming who you wanted to be. And today you are a result of all the choices that you've made. You see, like becoming a master, there's of course there's much more detail to it, and we're gonna take a deep dive into this. But becoming a master is about the choices that you make, and you can choose to be the person that you have become, or that you want to become, or the person that you will become in the end. And ultimately, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the verse, "Kuntum khayra ummatin ukhrijat lin-nas," Allah is telling us that you have the opportunity. You have the opportunity to become the person that you want to be. And inshallah ta'ala, if you take the steps towards that, you can absolutely become that person that you want to become. So inshallah ta'ala, we're going to get into this, we'll take a deep dive and we'll get into all of these. But I just wanted to give you an overview of exactly what this mastery session is about. If you are ready to take a journey with the Quran, then I implore you to really make an intention to make your journey with the Quran, to become the very best that you and I can become. And inshallah ta'ala, we will focus on Quran, which is the main focus of our journey to actualize our potential, and of course these mastery sessions, inshallah. So inshallah, I'll see you on the other side. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum.